warrior. I am so proud of some of our fellow Americans. Let me explain. I am so proud of 24 of our citizens. 24 Americans who, in the last 2 days, did what our own Congress, our government, cannot, seemingly will not do. And that is, we've had two big tech trials. Let's break it down. Yesterday, we had New Mexico, and the trial found that Meta was guilty and civil liabilities of $375 million because they, consumer protection laws, that they willingly were putting out a product that allowed children on it and sexual predators, and they were not watching the ball. I mean, there's a lot more to it, but that's the gist of it. So we had that, okay? Now, today in California, where a lot of our warrior parents are and have been for the last 7 weeks now, sleeping on sidewalks, sleeping on marble floors in the courthouse. I'm like, don't they have chairs, in the hallways? No. Survivor parents, many of those that I brought to Mar-a-Lago with me to meet with President Trump. The verdict came in today holding Meta, okay, and YouTube responsible. And Meta, as you know, is Facebook and is Instagram and WhatsApp, saying the case was brought by the plaintiff, now 20 years old, that when she was a teenager, she was mentally, harmed, went into depression from the algorithms that were fed to her, from the addiction that she suffered from the content. And what I want to say about all this is, because I constantly talk about big tech gets away with everything because of something called Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act from 1996, 30 years ago, that basically said at the time when we had two platforms, platforms, you are a newsstand, you are a billboard, and you cannot be held responsible for third-party content. Makes sense, right? Fast forward 30 years later, and look at how the tech has exploded, especially in the last, I'm going to say, 2 years. But anyway, the case went against Meta, and is sure they'll appeal, but we're not worried about that for now. And we're not even worried about, the case today was $3 million, okay? We're not even worried about the money, because $375 million and $3 million for these big tech zillionaires, whatever they're called, these companies, that's a drop in the bucket. But it's setting a precedent for future social media. We know right now across the United States there are 1,600 plus cases waiting, right, to go to bat. And they were waiting for the case yesterday in New Mexico, and they were waiting for today in California. So we've got more of a yesterday's case of a consumer protection law. They were not protecting their consumer, right? And today in California, more of you basically fed these addictive algorithms, which we talk about in the Warriors all the time. We know all this. We've known all this because we have Meta whistleblowers who have come forward. We have internal memos. We have internal memos from Meta that said, we know that there are probably every single day 500,000 predators going after kids online on our platform. So multiply that times all the other platforms. So this is terrific. This is a start. This is something we're always talking about, holding big tech accountable. But in the meantime, I want to say something we really have to keep our eye on, and that is artificial intelligence. Because in my warrior's mind, I'm too afraid that, all of this has been simmering the last few years, holding big tech accountable, right? I mean, you think they could just work with everybody and step up to the plate and be transparent and put on some guardrails, and the guardrails that there are impossible, to enact. Kids get around everything. All we know is wherever the kids are, so are the predators, and they're all mixed together on these platforms. But we know from the history of big tech, they've been given plenty of opportunity to step up to the plate, to do the right thing, and they don't. And it's the only business right now. There is no regulation for any of this. Okay, only thing, right? If you eat something bad, right, the food is recalled, right? A dairy product recalled, right? We've got seatbelts, we've got bike helmets. I say this stuff all the time. But big tech has been given a pass. So we have this, and this is great. And we'll be following all the cases, and we support our parents. And God bless these two juries that actually said, yes, we are going to hold you accountable. I mean, this is really something. But now we have AI. As I sit here and talk, there's a tremendous push in Washington. There's an AI summit going on right now. Our First Lady brought together all of global women leaders, and I saw a robot walking around. Okay, that's okay. Because what we want to do, we don't want to talk about it, the Warriors. It's bad, what happened in the past. Let's leave it. We don't have time for that. Let's stay in the now and go to the future. And that brings me to the recently launched Alliance for a Better Future. And this is handling AI in an ethical American way. We are pro-tech, but we want guardrails. We want transparency. We want to keep our kids safe. The recent polling shows 88% thereabouts want safety for kids. And what do I always say at the Warriors? Whatever we're told or know about, the number's always higher. Say it's 90% even. That's most Americans want safety. And this is a bipartisan issue. It doesn't belong to a political party. Everybody needs to come on board. So the Alliance for a Better Future, and it's betterfutureai.org. I'll have it in the body of this video. Recently launched. Look for my interview with the CEO and her partner who developed all this, and a terrific council of technologists and policymakers, parents. We want to take the AI. It's here. It's not going away, right? And we want to work it the American way. What is good for our families, for our kids? It can be done. Why isn't it being done? So we at the Warriors are going to be chipping away, bringing you information. So this is terrific about all of these lawsuits. But remember, this money, setting a precedent, so this is very good. I'm not poo-pooing it, is a drop in the bucket for these big tech companies. I'm very worried that, okay, we're not going to fight anymore. We're going to pay out some millions and billions and get rid of this, from Meta and all that, because our investment, and we know the investment is in AI. We know the investment is all about this technology. So I want us to really keep an eye. I want all of you to join the fight with us. I want all of you to understand, when we have something coming out of Washington that says AI chatbots, fake, machines, they're not real. Yet, 4 out of 5 of our teens have used an AI chatbot. Half of them are regularly using chatbots. Because you can develop a chatbot in a likeness you like, a cartoon character, whatever appeals to you. You can also, with these free programs, you can also get it to say things what you want to hear. You're beautiful, you're smart, you're going to be famous, whatever, and kids like that. Adults like it too. But when Washington says, as of yesterday, we don't want to hold chatbots responsible for anything. When we already know, have we learned nothing from the history of big tech? Leading up now to AI, right? That A, the law lags behind technology. B, these chatbots, we have kids they have urged. In the case of Adam Rain, I'll put the link in the body of this video for the story of Adam Rain, where his chatbot spoke to him 1,200 times about suicide. I think you know where this went. Where we have AI toys that were softly launched this past holiday season. Teddy bears talking to kids saying, where do you keep the kitchen knives? And inappropriate dialogue, right? Sexual dialogue. Like now we know, this is here. Why is this allowed? We've got to put our family values, our American, think about, our Constitution. Why are we letting big tech, these CEOs, this group of people, right? Seemingly now are in the government, they're running the government, they've got lobbyists all over. What happened to we the people? So 2026, I'm here to say, we all must step up, educate ourselves, know what's going on, talk to your kids open and honestly, AI chatbots. And when I ask this question constantly, which you may be asking right now, why? Why? The only answer I can come up with, because everybody says to me, I don't know, is because they can. These elitist CEOs who control the power, right? So it's great. We're having lawsuits, different people who've been harmed, their families will get money. I'm sure big tech is going to be appealing all of this. And it sounds great, but I don't want us to just close the door. I want us to focus on what's happening over here. And that is this tremendous push with AI. The White House just today announced a council for science and technology. And when I went through the list, I knew about half the names on the list. The other half I didn't. And when I looked them up, they're all tech people, tech backgrounds. They're going to be in the White House now running things. let's get our survivor parents in there. Let's get some groups and organizations that know what they're really talking about. Let's ethically work on AI because it can be done. I've checked with the technologists. Can you imagine if we took the AI and really used it as a tutorial for our kids to empower them, to engage them, to have them critically think and analyze? It can be done. As opposed to the AI we have that's giving a child an answer. You're giving a child a teddy bear, a 5-year-old as an example, that will talk back and forth with the child. And that becomes the child's friend, creating isolation, not making new friends, real people, isolating from their mom and dad, their siblings, because they've got that teddy bear that talks to them, who tells them everything they want. But you know and I know, and we have lots of cases of it, eventually the AI self-generates, and it can tell you horrible things. We have all these cases of self-harm, children, teens, and adults too. But we focus, a lot on kids, our future American adults and leaders. So let us come together. Let us be very aware. This is great news coming out of New Mexico and California, but we must stay on our toes. We must help each other. We must go to, Alliance for Future AI.org, alwayslynswarriors.org. We must stay educated because it's about education, intervention, prevention, because none of this is going away. And I don't know where we'll be with our kids in 5 years. So let's keep an eye on the ball and let's all say we're making a commitment. We're going to be a warrior. Community creates change. And we're not going to let AI rule us. We are going to rule the AI. Now think about that. We'll talk again soon.